Ruslan.
And I want to just mention something, okay? And you guys don't take this the wrong way. What I liked about JJ's submission is the song's called 200K, which is like, that sounds like a lot of numbers, but as you guys know, like starting out, is that what you did for the whole year, JJ? You did 200,000 streams total on Spotify. I'm assuming your Spotify year-end recap, is that what that number means, the 200K for the whole year?
Yeah, 200K.
So I appreciate that about him, because in a time where everyone is flexing and putting up their numbers and talking about, you know, how many streams they've done and how many millions and millions of people they've reached, I appreciate people who just give you the real, like, raw numbers, because one, I think it's a healthy gauge to know where to come back to. I think that's very helpful to know, hey, JJ did 200,000 streams. Before, he had 0 streams, and he did 200,000 streams. For context, I think I did 3.2 million streams on Spotify last year, and a year before that, I did about the same. It's healthy to state real numbers. Some of you guys, and I've caught this in a community, and I don't know how to talk about it. Some of y'all just be lying, like straight up. Like some of y'all just be flat out lying. Like everything is a slight flex. Everything is an exaggeration. Everything is this song did this much, or this producer tweeted to me, or this happened. And it's a lot of like name dropping and flexing that's just not cool. So I don't really know how to address it, but when I see it, it kind of bugs me. It happened to me today. Somebody told me that they had a song that was trending worldwide, and the song had 93 plays on YouTube, you know, and they asked me for feedback because they missed the stream, and I was like, yo, like, this is okay, you know, and they said it was trending worldwide. And I said, hey, just for context, like, you know, my friend Pafu, who I had on the channel, had a song that did 2 billion streams, and it was really trending worldwide. And that song got him a 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube and 300,000 followers on Instagram, and got him, you know, a licensing deal with Columbia. So let's not pretend and cap and exaggerate. It's just very weird and very bizarre. And I try to intentionally not name drop or talk about my numbers on here just because I don't think it's helpful. But especially if you're not really popping, like, we got to cut it out with the compulsive lying as creatives, or just exaggerating. We got to cut it out with the exaggerating as creatives. Like, it's not, you're not helping yourself when you say stuff and it sounds like a flex. You just sound goofy and silly. You know what I mean? And especially if you're under the umbrella of Christ, we shouldn't be exaggerating, and we shouldn't be dropping these goofy numbers. Yeah, fake it till you make it doesn't apply to Christians, guys. Fake it till you make it doesn't apply to Christians. I much prefer folks that are very honest about the numbers they did. JJL did 200,000 streams in 2020. That's awesome. We should celebrate that. Praise God, right? There's no need to flex and exaggerate on what he did. So it's just weird, but I've been seeing it more and more, and it comes out in some of the Zoom calls, and I get text messages about it, about people just kind of exaggerating, or just flat out lying about relationships and cosigns and this and that. And it's not a good look. And especially if you are a Christian and you're exaggerating and you're fluffing yourself up. It's not a good look. Lying is a sin, and exaggeration is a sin, right? Like, it is. Like, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, yo, I got a collective of 50 million streams. I don't know how many total streams I have, so I'm not gonna say that, nor do I need to flex, right? Because if you listen to me speak, clearly I know some of what I'm talking about. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. And again, exaggerating is different than flat out lying. There's folks that I feel like just be flat out lying, and I just don't know how to even address it. But I think I'm going to have to start doing that. I think we have to start just being as honest and as brutally straightforward as possible with where we're at. Because at least when you know where you're at, you know where to go from where you're at. If you don't know where you're at and you're exaggerating your numbers every chance, how is that helping you progress? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I really don't understand. And so then you can slide into doing unethical things like, you know, paying for followers, paying to get on playlists, right? Mismanaging how you spend your money because you're chasing an opportunity and chasing a look instead of being down for the long haul of the process. And now the process is much simpler than when I started, because the process is literally who can touch the algorithm the fastest and the most frequent. If you can touch the algorithm, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, you touch that algorithm, specifically YouTube and Spotify, and you're going to get eyeballs and ears on your audience. I mean, I'm living proof of that. My channel has exploded by 25,000, almost 30,000 subscribers in the last 2 months because I touched the algorithm, right? And I kept going and doing stuff enough and then finally touched the algorithm and it worked. So JJ, I see you got your hand up. I just wanted to stop and pause. I wanted to commend you for celebrating 200,000 streams. That's awesome, right? That's awesome. And there's people here that got less than that. And there's people that got more than that. But what I don't want to do is be a part of a community that exaggerates and lies and flexes, and you know what I'm saying? It's just weird.
Bravo on everything you said. That's like straight gold right there. You need a bomb or something on that one.
Give myself one of those.
No, but all I was gonna say is a lot of the struggles that I had with not even getting plays whatsoever came from throwing things at the wall and doing a lot of the mistakes that you even mentioned, like in my head pretending like I'm something that I'm not and blah, blah, blah. And ironically, this year where I stopped caring and I started doing me and my music and letting who I am seep into the content that I'm putting out there without faking it, that's when I hit 200K with less songs than I've ever dropped in a year.
Funny how that worked out, huh?
Yeah, dropped less music this year than I did any other year. And all those songs accumulated to that final number. So it's like, just be yourself. Like, to any artist that's watching this, it really doesn't matter what anyone else has to say. If you're working your tail off, you're making the right moves, and you're putting in the hours, it'll flourish, especially if you're being yourself.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And being yourself, because when you're yourself, a lot of times the thing that you're into, other people are into. A lot of times the stuff that you're into, other people are into. So if you're an anime watching nerd rapper, there's people that are into that, and there's a whole audience for that. So press into that, right?
My first big song was an anime related song.
There you go. I totally freestyled that, but I didn't remember that about you. So that's dope. Shout out to JJ. We have somebody on Twitch. They said, what about ego trip and rap then? What's your take on creative process behind it? Do you think holy ego trip is possible? I feel like it is, but that must be so difficult to only reach the zone. Ego trip and rap. That's funny. I don't know how I feel about ego trip. I just feel like there's certain rules that we've brought into this whole thing that we think are absolutes, but they're not. They're just things that have worked for other people. So yes, a lot of rap is self-actualization, and it's almost like a weird, it's like The Secret. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole like fake it till you make it secret vibe, right? But the thing is, again, I can show you guys multiple people that just weren't on that energy and weren't on that weirdo stuff, and it worked out for them. It worked out for them being honest, you know? And so again, if you guys want to see someone that's extremely genuine, extremely honest, transparent, go watch my interview with Pafu, who had the record Deathbed that did 2 billion streams, 2 billion streams, out of his freaking, you know, shack of a home in Canada somewhere on his dad's old broken microphone. You know what I mean? It wasn't a broken microphone, but it's like, he did amazing. He did amazing, and he's doing really well, and there's no cap to it, right? Anderson .Paak talks about recording an album on a broken microphone, an M-Box, and an old Mac Mini. These stories happen all the time because at the end of the day, it is about being compelling, congruent, and transparent. And if you're faking it, I feel like something inside of us as consumers can sniff through the fake. Something inside of it, if you're holding back, I held back a long time on my YouTube content. I didn't really fully show every part of myself, and I feel like people subconsciously know. So anyway, those are my thoughts. We're gonna keep this thing moving. Let me know what y'all.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
All of my mistakes, how do I erase? Wanna operate at a higher pace. Birth pains causing the body to dilate. On a first name basis with the worst pain facing. Moments in isolation. See, I was hoping I would do this to get more family time. A busy mind and worried heart, is this not where I reside? I subscribed that all that traveling wasn't doing well.